Hello again, everybody. This is Rocketrickj18, and today I am going to talk to you about the cards that I picked up at the recently ended National Sports Card Collectors Convention. That's a mouthful. And so I started out my journey through planning for the National by preparing a list of cards and sets that I wanted to work on at the National. And I really came close. As far as specific cards, I had 6 specific cards on my list, and I got one of those cards. Now, that doesn't sound very close, but I got more to tell you about that. I had wanted to get sets to work on, and so I listed 5 sets to work on for common cards. That was 34-36 Diamond Stars, 1940 Play Ball, 1952 Tops, 1954 Dandy Potato Chips, and 1961 New Card Scoops. I didn't get any of the New Card Scoops or Diamond Stars. I didn't see many of the New Card Scoops. And the ones that I did see were really, shall we say, aggressively priced. So I didn't get any of those. I didn't get any Diamond Stars because they were more expensive than I was prepared to spend at this moment in time. So instead of $100 worth of common cards for each of those sets, I got $150 worth for the other 3. So I got, I think, 11 play ball cards, 1940 play ball cards, 13 52 tops cards, and 2 Dandy potato chips cards, including a Monty Irvin. So that's that. I thought that was pretty good. 27 cards for $450. You know, maybe not so great, but 120, $100 worth of those cards was the Monty Irvin Dandy potato chips. So the other cards that I did not get were the Doc Gooden 84 Fleer update card, the Roy Campanella Wilson Franks card, the top stand-up cards of Sandy Koufax and Eddie Matthews. And I had also put down to get a T205 Christy Mathewson. I did not get that, but I did get a T206 Christy Mathewson with the brown dark cap, dark cap, whatever we want to call it. And I also got 3 other cards of similar nature, which I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, all for $100 less than the budget that I had set for the Christy Mathewson T205. And I did that courtesy of Rick Vintage Oddball Cards and his incredibly generous sale, which many of us were able to take advantage of. He had some wonderful things up for sale, and he just gave everybody, I think, a pretty good break when it came to the generous pricing. So thank you again so much, Rick, and I couldn't have gotten those cards except for your willingness to sell some cards, and I hope you got the card that you wanted. I'm anxious to see how you did. And so, in addition to those 4 cards, I also picked up a complete set, which I'm going to show you here in a minute or so. So all in all, I think pretty successful. I'm glad I did the planning. I'm glad that I got the cards that I got. I can pick up the Koufax and Matthews stand-up and a Good and Fleer update anytime without having to break the bank. So that's what's going on. I am going to turn the card camera down, and then we're going to look at some cards. Let me just reposition put that away. I'm going to show you the complete set first, and it is the Blueback 1951 top set. As most of you may know, almost all of the big stars in these 1951 blue and red back sets are in the red back set. Nevertheless, the blueback set is more expensive, about twice as expensive. This set has a lot of condition issues. I'm going to zoom in on one of those cards pretty carefully. There are others, and you can see that there's paper loss on a couple of cards, staining on several cards, and the edges are rough on several cards, so you get the idea. But it was priced, and I'm going to give you the prices because I think that I got a pretty good deal on these. I it was listed for $900, which is probably about 40% of the value of a set in really nice condition. So I talked to the guy that it was at Kit Young Cards, which you all know that I am a big fan of Kit Young and his company, and I think that so I said what was the best you could do for that, and he said 8, not Kit, but is the man who I was working with, and he said I could do 800, and I said I need to think about that and consult my financial advisor. And he said, "Who's that? Your wife?" Because she buys cards for me from Kit Young for various gifts and so forth. And I said, "No, I just need to check my wallet, and I don't, want to be counting money out to see what I've got here and not have enough." So I went away. I talked with Adam at Vintage Sanctuary, and after talking with him, I said, "Adam, I think I'm going to go pull the trigger on that set." But I said I'm going to try to get it for $750 because that left me with a little pocket change, and it was the last thing I was really going to get. And this was early this was Thursday. So I'd only really been there for day and a half. And so he agreed to sell it to me for $750, I think, because, as he said, he appreciated my attitude, which, I said, well, I try to be nice. It doesn't always work. So anyway, that's what happened. And here's the set. I'm just going to do it like this. So say if you go down here, the big stars on these two pages: Richie Ashburn, Red Shane Dienst, Johnny Sane, Joe Page, Sam Jethro, Ralph Branca, and those are really the bigger stars. Here's the third page, and these are all not 12 pocket pages, so 4 full pages, 48 cards, and then 4 more cards on the last page. So Enos Slaughter is on this page. Billy Pierce, Vic Wirtz, Ed Lopat. Those are the stars. And on the last page is Johnny Mize. So really only 2. Well, that's not entirely true. Richie Ashburn, Red Shane Dienst, Hall of Famers. Johnny Mize is a Hall of Famer, and Enos Slaughter is a Hall of Famer. So the others, I guess could be considered, but commons. But getting a chance at a complete set of these for $750, just too good to pass up. Even though I didn't set out to get this, because I thought, to buy a complete set, frankly, be hard to get one much under $2,000. So success there. And I already have the red back set. So the next cards that I'm going to show are pickups at the Nationals. The first card, really the only star card that I was able to pick up, big star card, was Carl Yaztrzemski in the 64 stand-up set. And so that leaves me with the Koufax and the Matthews still to get. I got this card on Thursday, and I got all the commons for the sets on Wednesday. So I was basically finished, by Thursday as far as buying cards was concerned. But I'll tell you about how things ended up for me, but not entirely successful, but still not in any way putting a damper on what I'm about to show you. So from Rick Vintage Oddball Cards came the 1911 Christy Mathewson in a Piedmont back. And you can see it's in an SGC 1, and there's corner issues, there's some surface issues, but the centering is pretty good. The back has some stains on it, but still pretty good shape, no paper loss. So very happy with that. And these cards all tick a box for my efforts to get one playing days card of every pre-war Hall of Famer. So the next one that I got was Cy Young in the portrait condition in an SGC 1. This is a 1910 Piedmont, and you can see that it is slightly miscut with Cy Young and Cleveland at the bottom, and then the lower part of that Cy Young and Cleveland at the top. So it's sometimes called the double Cy Young card, and apparently, I didn't know this, but I'm told that it's very desirable. Well, I desired to have it because this gives me, two of the three greatest pre-war, two of the four greatest pre-war pitchers. The other two being Walter Johnson and Grover Cleveland Alexander. So to my two Hall of Fame pre-war pitchers, I'm going to add one of the other two, and that's this Walter Johnson 1921 hand-cut strip card, W551 set, and it's in a good to very good 2.5. An older label to be sure, but man, that's for a hand cut card. That doesn't look too bad. It looks very good to me, and the back is also equally good. I'm not too sure what they want for a very good or VGX or even an excellent. But to me, I would rate this card as excellent. But, obviously, I'm not a professional grader, and I don't really care anyway. So there are three of the four greatest pitchers of the pre-war times. Obviously, there are other great pitchers, but when you've put Christy, Mathewson, Cy Young, and Walter Johnson across the board there, I think I'd put that pitching staff up against anybody ever in the history of the game. And the other card is a Playing Days Babe Ruth card. It is the Bulgaria Sport set from 1932 with Max Schmeling joining Babe Ruth in the photograph. And you can see this is a smaller card, but it's in a VG3, again with the old SGC label. And the back, of course, is in German. I'm going to zoom in a bit more and give you a closer look at that. And you can see that, these are all tobacco cards. The German cigarette. So that's, and this is from Dresden, this company. So I don't speak German or read German, so I can't translate it for you, but there it is. That's the back, and here is the close-up of the picture. 1932, of course, was the year of Ruth's called shot in the 1932 World Series off of Charlie Root of the Cubs. And these cards, as I said, I was able to get from Rick through his generous offer at a price slightly less than what I intended to pay for the Christy Mathewson T205 by itself. And I don't know how you do that, but I'd say good fortune and a good friend helped me get that done. So I'm just thrilled to death, and it certainly made my national experience before I ever even got to the national. So Rick and I made arrangements before the national, and he delivered the cards, and I delivered the purchase price at the national on Friday. So that's what I have to show you for this video, and thanks for watching. If you aren't a subscriber, please think about subscribing, and if you like the video, be sure to press the like button. It does help. I'm not exactly sure how, but it doesn't. As I've said before, it doesn't really make any difference to me. I enjoy doing it, and I'm very glad to have you join me for this. Also picked up this lovely shirt from Scott at Reindeer Studios, and as I showed on my earlier video today, my new YouTube card of myself, along with a friend who's been my constant and faithful companion since 1959. Not in person, obviously, and certainly not now that he's passed away. But that's my favorite baseball player, Mickey Mantle, and I'm just thrilled to death, to have those as well. Thank you so much, Scott. With that in mind, this is Rocketrickj18 wishing all your collecting dreams come true.